Violation of international law, militarization, repressions and total censorship – all these are the realities of the annexed Crimea. The deoccupation of the peninsula is a priority for Ukraine and the world. For this purpose, the Crimean Platform Initiative was created.
This format is not only about Crimea, but in general about justice, international law, respect for borders and observance of the principles of territorial integrity. The absolute majority of the world states know that the observance of these principles is the basis of the security of their own countries and their people.
The annexation of Crimea in 2014 is a direct and demonstrative violation of international legal norms.
It is a violation of everything possible in international law. It is about the principles of inviolability of the borders. Sovereignty was violated because of aggression and attempted annexation of Crimea, the very principle of today's international recognition of borders.
However, Russia failed to legitimize the attempt of annexation Ukrainian Crimea in 2014. It was condemned by the entire civilized world. In addition to the resolution on the territorial integrity of Ukraine adopted in March 2014 by the UN General Assembly, the United States and the European Union introduced the so-called Crimean Sanctions. This is not only about personnel, but also about sectoral restrictions.
The restrictive measures include the exports of certain goods and technologies to Crimean companies, or for use in illegal annexed Crimea in the transport, telecommunications and energy sector, or for the prospection, exploration and production of oil, gas and mineral resources, are also subject to EU restrictions. From a post on the website of the European Council.
These sanctions also include a ban on imports to the EU of goods from the annexed Crimea and Sevastopol. Infrastructural, financial and tourism investments are also prohibited. Crimean sanctions are sensitive for Russia. Here are just a few examples. Military-industrial sector. A number of defense projects at sanctioned Crimea enterprises was curtailed. Financial sector. 27 out of 33 Russian banks were closed. Obtaining and using MasterCard and Visa cards in Crimea is impossible. Landing in Crimea and money transfers outside the peninsula are difficult. Energy sector. The supply of electricity from Ukraine was stopped. The International Monetary Fund estimates Russia's losses from the Crimean sanctions at 0.2% of GDP annually. The deterioration of the situation in Crimea and the full-scale invasion of Russia into Ukraine are the result of an insufficient response to Putin for the attempted annexation of Crimea, experts are sure.
Russia avoided sanctions and they were not enough to stop such behavior. Then our colleagues raised the issue of personal sanctions, the expansion of these sanctions and the banking system, in particular about the disconnection of Russia from the SWIFT system.
After beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the European Union has already introduced 7 sanction packages against the Russian Federation. EU and other countries tightened the existing restrictions. It is precisely this kind of sanctions pressure, according to experts, that can exclude the Russian economy from the global production chains and, as a result, bring down the economy. Reported by Serhiy Kulias, Yulia Granovska, UATV News.